Good morning, Azeroth. It is the 19th of August 2024. Grab your morning beverage and welcome to the stream. Today we'll be diving in one last time to the Mists of Pandaria remix. We're jumping in on our unleveled evoker just to go through some of the early story stuff for a wee bit this morning. Have ourselves a nostalgic romp. Hope you're doing well today. Stay hydrated. I know the Mondays are tough. You've got this, you'll get through. Now, there've been a lot of ups and downs with remix. I'd say mostly ups. Oh, we got our evoker past the intro experience. Whoops, and did not recall at all. Got our right things going, just need our action bars back on. Oop. There we go. Got all our abilities on. Should probably put the damage back on. Where's the music gone? Still hear sound effects. That's odd. There's audio. Let's have loop music. There we go. Very few abilities as of yet. Let's see. It's our big breath move. Beam. Quick hover. Fire. Flame breath. A heal. And slashy claws. Should also have our little, where is it? Oh, that's the one. There we go. We'll start at the beginning. Oh. As a way to level a character and to re-experience an old story, especially with its ties to the upcoming stuff, I feel like Remix really accomplished on that goal. We've got Eternus of the Infinite here.
Change is good.
We have much to learn from the past. Why are you here? When Nosdormu showed me that my sister's death was her choice, her sacrifice, it made me question the rest of the true timeline. What other moments of sorrow or anger had life-saving consequences? When the Mists of Pandaria parted, the Horde and Alliance brought their conflict to these shores and awoke a slumbering evil. But perhaps it was all necessary to bring about a brighter future. It's time to reflect on the past with a new perspective. That is why I am here, along with those of the Infinite Dragonflight, whom I could convince to join me. Go on. I remain skeptical of Nosdormu's faith in the true timeline, but I am willing to give his wisdom the benefit of the doubt. Help us, or leave us to our work. It's what we've been doing here. Relive this timeline so that we may observe its events from a new perspective. We will be watching. Anything different? We'll give you a cloak. An artifact of the infinite, a cloak that adapts and changes as you do. Nosdormu is opposed to altering the past, but we are not doing so, are we? The events that transpire here will remain the same. It is you who will be different.
We will meet again.
Fascinating to see a lot of folks jumping in on the last day here in the starting bit.
Victory in battle is the only path to peace.
I've been waiting to unleash this gunship up against a worthy target. Let's spend some ammunition. Really have it in for the Horde, haven't you? Skadmir's face goes hard. Mum. Early morning, swig us tea. Get it together. I grew up in South Shore. My parents are buried there. What's left of them.
Show them what we're made of.
Aye, aye.
Do your duty, soldier.
I will not let the Horde gain a foothold on these shores before we do. If you're looking to jump into the fray, I've got a spare gyrocopter for you at the end of the runway. An attack run is already programmed in. All you have to do is concentrate on shooting. Unleash hell upon these orcs.
For the Alliance.
Over here, Bithynia. Your gyrocopter's ready to go. Start of a little mini game. It is quite the start. We've got a load of...
Admiral, we're seeing a significant native presence here. Ornate structures.
Cut the chatter, people. Eyes on the target.
You heard the Admiral. Concentrate fire on the Horde base. Begin your attack runs.
And we begin by just gunning down members of the opposing faction. Similar on the other side. You just use a turret from an airship. A very bloody, not quite PvP, but faction v faction start to an expansion. Silly little machine gun noises. Just gunning them down. Shredders.
Well done. No mercy.
Use your torpedo rockets on those ships.
Yep,
First
and
kill.
boom.
Nice shooting.
It's a wonder that any have much... Like, either faction has much left with Goblin and Gnome technology just capable of mass destruction. Look, I'm one. And there's loads of them.
Pay him back. Hit him with everything you've got. That one's for Theramore.
I need to target something first.
Well, that was a
Negative,
little
Admiral.
unprompted.
No sign of Captain Taylor or his flagship.
That's enough. All wings report back. Prepare for ground assault.
As far as introductions go, you know, it's a little slow. Only in terms of gameplay of like just having to hold off and wait for buttons to hit. Story-wise, we're seeing stakes, we're seeing conflict on a much larger scale.
What's the situation?
I struggle to remember the specific zones of Cataclysm before this. Obviously, you're just reeling at the huge amount of change at that point from Deathwing. It's been a very long time, though.
Do your duty, soldier.
A proper welcome for the Horde to this new land.
For the Alliance.
I cannot promise to get a voice down every time. We'll see with practice. The town is burning and their men are scattered and broken. I need every available man on the ground now to finish them off. Grab one of the parachutes on the edge of the ship. Get down there.
Show them what we're made.
Obviously, there was no one with wings back then.
Men, you've trained for this. You're among the elite. You are Skyfire men. This is the ship that took down Deathwing. Think some raggedy little Horde outpost stands a chance against the pride of the Alliance fleet? No! Those green dirtbags down there.
Oh dear.
Your homes in South Shore, laid siege to your children in Redridge, and massacred every man, woman, and child in Theramore. It is payback time!
No, tensions were high at this point. There was a lot that went on. Be healed. Eternus, just like, poof. Well. Down we go. Whee. Such a necessary parachute. The Jade Forest itself was such a lovely zone. Seeing that parallel between just, maybe parallel's the wrong word, but the new built outpost, the fire, destruction, and then just beautiful trees. Rolling little mountains. Oh.
I got the right tool for the job.
Sully, the Pickle McCleary. About time you showed up, lassie. Let's do some damage.
What do you need?
As you went in Remix, we got our little
You
chests.
got something to report?
And these were
My
full of bits and
inventory
bobs.
is full.
Gems. And your bronze. To teach you how it all worked. Now I imagine they'll be doing something similar. We equip a gem. We can then extract the gem. This is the process you've seen before. Gems out, gems in. We've been doing it the whole time. The first time you did it. Gives you a few more. Lets you know you can match them together to get better gem. Again, very straightforward. There we are. And then we can also scrap this piece of garbage. And there we are. With those intros out of the way,
You got something that needs
keep
fixing?
going. Dozens of pilots were shot down further to the north, including one of our own SI-7 agents. We've got to help all of them, but first we got to deal with the Horde. He said in the wrong
Something
order.
to report?
Quickly and quietly. That's how SI-7 prefers to operate. That was the plan, at least. Real Nightwind is already inside Garroshard Point, looking for signs of Anduin and Taylor. But it's getting hot in there, and he needs support. Fight your way through these dogs and find Rel.
I got the right tool for the job.
You see the size of those war wagons? Packing so much explosives, I can't tell if the Horde's here to take over this continent or just blow it out of the sea. We need to neutralise those wagons before they leave Garroshard Point. Here, take me pocket flares, fire them into a wagon and watch the fireworks.
What do you need?
And we'll do so. Swoosh on forward. Oh, just dead. The reason was, I do have an evoker on the main realm. I just hadn't... I'd leveled it up just through, sort of loot not on. Hang on. Hang on. Not cuss you game. But I leveled it up through mining and just going around the place. I didn't really grow to understand like the class and its capabilities really. I know that we have our essence to spend on our bigger moves. Like our, where are we? Dragon Breath, which we hold down and let go. In this one's case, more damage. Less over time. So you do it for the more upfront, I see. Works to actually read the tooltips. Oh. Keep blowing up the wagons. And it's interesting to see people doing the same thing. And working on remix here. Oh, one moment. OBS just telling me I need to check something. One momento. Oh, yep, it's all fine. What you whining about, OBS? Everything seems good today. Black screen, the audio's working, stream settings are correct. That's all good.
I am out of range.
Slash. I wonder if there's any... I'd be really curious to know if there's anyone who's not done any remix and, like, came back just in preparation for the War Within and is now like, oh, I could probably just jump in. Just what experience they're having with that. Just find it very interesting. What perspectives folks might have. I'm sure Blizzard are getting tons of feedback for remix as a whole. And as we've seen, a lot of our daily adventures on the lead up to War Within it's been pretty popular. We know Plunderstorm, the event prior, was like the Battle Royale inspired, drop down, fight players, fight some PvE stuff. Well, that had some nice rewards. A lot of folks simply did not want to deal with the possibility of any PvP at all. I still thought it was a really fun mode. Like, I enjoyed doing a little bit of different PvP. I enjoyed, like, all the silly powers they had, using, like, WoW's sandbox in a different way. Whereas this feels very much more, you're playing WoW. You know, we've got a few bonus, like, crazy powers, but nothing in the extent of, like, brand new moves or being classless or things like that. Come here. There we are. Move on to Rel, keep the story going. Whee! Hello, Travis.
Reporting in. Goodbye.
Great work. If you ever decide to give up your life of adventure, the SI7 could use more talent like you.
Back to your duties.
They always say that. With those wagons out of commission, we can turn our attention to the commander.
I'm counting on you.
Rez. I've scouted the area and found no leads on the Prince or Admiral Taylor. We need to neutralize this base quickly and continue our search elsewhere. Operations here are being led by an Orc warlock, Gatul. He's barricaded the dock and is trying to escape through a demonic circle. Put that flare gun to work again and blow those barricades. I'll cover your back and move in when you reach Gatul.
Back to your duties.
There's a lot of, I think, especially back then, there was a lot of these quests where you click a button to do a thing. And over time, they started just putting it close to the screen, and then at a point where you would just hover a mouse over, and then you would just activate it. It just smoothed that out over time. I always hated that, where it's up to the side here, and you just move, click, wait. I always feel like with such things, I don't know, let me smack it. Gratul.
Our sweat and your blood. This land will be our warlock. He couldn't have ported far. Must be another base. At ease, soldier.
Demonic portals are pretty slow range, Rel. We'll catch up with him again, I'm sure of it.
Nightwind, report. What's going on down there?
No sign of the flagship. No sign of Admiral Taylor or Prince Andor.
Horde troops are swimming towards your position. Open fire at once.
Admiral, I think they mean to surrender. They're not armed. They're just trying not to drown.
You don't think they'll hesitate to strangle you with their bare hands? Gun them down!
And the
That's
waters
not right.
run red.
This is a massacre. They were unarmed. I don't feel well. Maybe they deserve to die. You beasts!
Taran!
What sort of madness is this? Men, stand down! This is one of the natives.
I love Taranzu. Of all the characters who needs to come back for some voidy stuff, I hope
We are
it's
from
him.
the Alliance and mean you no harm. Tell me, what was that shadow you drew out of me?
This is not the place to explain. In short, your own doubts have been made manifest as a consequence of your actions.
You don't understand. We're fighting a war here.
Oh, I understand perfectly. I have eyes. But Pandaria is not like whatever land you came from. It lives and breathes. You should be careful what kind of energy you bring here. Now put those weapons away.
And he's just such a great and imposing figure who comes along on both sides of the conflict and is just fighting and stopping and like trying to inform, trying to get you to understand and not afraid to throw down about it. Like all the way up through like the Isle of Thunder and beyond and the cinematic where he tries to 1v1 Garrosh. Some great lines in there as well. Oh,
Your mind on the mission.
what came over me?
Goodbye.
North of this base is a cherry blossom orchard and a village tucked away behind it. We will need to quarter there and tend our wounded while we plan our next move. Head to that village and make contact with the native leader. Agent Mishka and I will rendezvous with you there. Be courteous, Lucinia. I am authorizing you to represent the entire Alliance here. I'm banking that seeing a powerful Alliance hero like you should make a favorable impression. I don't know if it will.
Back to your duties.
This whole place is going up in flames, and the Skyfire is reporting that more of those shadows are crawling up out of the ground. We need to get our people out of here. Clear a path through the base on your way north and head for the town. I will rendezvous with you there.
Goodbye.
Aye. Scary stuff. Oop. All the abilities in the evoker look cool. Got some nice spell effects going on. It is unique. And they added a, that wasn't at the start of Dragonflight, but during this third spec augmentation, what I understand, they tried to do like a proper support spec. They're not a healer, you're just focusing on buffs and stuff like that. And it has been very, what's the word? Controversial. That's the word. Plenty of aspects of it, like either it was too weak, not worth bringing, or it was so strong you'd have to bring loads of them. Hang on, I'm just moving my stuff about. There we go. Hello! Okay, we must act quickly. Rally the city guards, at least. Just a moment, Tang. We have a visitor.
Hello.
When the mist fell, we knew it would only be a matter of time before visitors arrived. We could not have predicted it would be like this.
Next one is on me.
Don't mind the giant golden light, that's pretty normal where we come from.
How can the Shadow Pan serve?
I'm glad you took responsibility for your actions. Left unchecked, negative emotions can quickly overwhelm an individual here, just as they started to overwhelm the one you call Rel.
If it is war you mean to bring to our shores, the very land itself will respond to your passions and your violence. I do not know what the ultimate consequences will be. Nobody does.
Mm-hmm. Close and move on to that Eternity one, because I thought it had a very cool look.
Hello.
How did my village become a battlefield? To the west, your horde enemies cut down our precious orchard. Without our apple trees, we will have no harvest, no food, and no livelihood. If you are truly different than this horde, show us. Help us protect our grove by killing those who defile this land.
May the mists protect you.
Apple Brewer, I will not stand for needless violence.
Jade Serpent.
Those orc things ransacked my brewery and made off with my family's finest barrels of cider. I know there is a war out there, but I am not a brewer who will stand idly by while his prized vintage is chugged by undeserving lips. The Horde will likely put up some resistance. Why don't you put that weapon to good use and help me recover my cider?
There is no hurry.
Pandaria, not taking any crap. Let us go. Barrels are out in the orchard. His pulse is stable, Mishka, but he is weak.
Can I help you?
Is there anyone in need of medical aid?
Can you repeat that?
We may have won the first battle, but the critical task still remains. I'm gonna butcher this. Dozens of Skyfire pilots were shot down during the initial aerial battle. Without medical aid, their condition will deteriorate over time until they finally perish. We are their only hope to survival. Or survive. Go into the orchard and revive as many pilots as you can. We will leave no one behind.
Hello.
Oh,
It is good to see you here.
this is another infinite quest, and for some folks, you don't need to have played Dragonflight to have done this. A lot of folks from Classic, this was a way to jump in, kind of get into the retail game a little bit. Hit the
Always
skip
a
button
pleasure.
just to get that out of the way. So we move on. Small little intro to start with. Nowadays, the game's very fond of, like, big initial scenarios. I'm sure we'll have something similar for the War Within in the coming days. Whoop. I know for Legion we had a big intro. Battle for Azeroth had its, oh my, I can't quite remember. Horde and Alliance had lots of different things. There was like the rescuing of Talanji for the Horde. The Alliance, I can't quite remember. Were we getting Horde out of the city? It's been so long.
Out of range.
Yes, that's the stuff. Our cider is prized throughout the Jade Forest. I hope I can carry them all. Pandaria has not seen a full-scale war since the Mist closed in. Usually the Shadow Pan handle any trouble that crops up on the continent. And they do fine work. They do fine work. It's like a, not quite a standing army, but they're like, it's front line, it's last line, it's covert line, like, they handle all of it. I know the Vale had its own troops as well, but nothing of the same scale. Where's he gone? Oh, big toss. You missed it. Oh, my. Very silly. Mayor Kang is worried. He called the Shadow Pan to deal with your arrival. Still cannot believe Lord Taranzu is here. It speaks to the enormity and how strange the situation is.
Too far away.
We fire. Ah. Very satisfying. We do not wish to enter your conflict, but I fear that when war is on the horizon, peace is not a choice. He just wants his cider. He doesn't care about our conflict. Oop. Oh, and that's when we get them for free. Wow. Don't even have time for the animation for Disintegrate to happen. Ah, such troubling thoughts. Our last emperor advised us not to live in the shadow of fear. Do you see why now we love to drink and celebrate? I do, but you poor bugger, look at how many you're holding. See that little shake of the head, that little extra animation of just like, oh. Nope. Oh, did it just reset? It's alright, the crest counts as complete. We'll see you over there, Teng. It's fine. Right, let's hand them all in.
Greetings. How can I help you?
Good work, Lucinia. Those soldiers will live and fight another day because of your efforts.
Is anyone in need of
And
medical...
ding again. Even at that baseline of 100% XP game, Remix has been a fantastic way to level. Look at all these little boxes. Here, the fancy trinkets. Throw all these on. That's where you get your tinker slots and your movement slots. So we get other class abilities like the Monk's Roll here. Get bonus damage. See here, attacks have a chance to inflict fire and spread to other enemies. Can stack. There's all kinds of stuff. Take this one because you get more move speed and you take no fall damage. Very useful. And another gem. Just more base stats. Again, discovering and going through these the first time was a lot of fun. And obviously folks worked out which ones were the best and meta and what worked out well for each class. Wants us to go to the bazaar, so it gives us a free voucher. You saw us there on many of the other streams getting our dailies done. Right, let's bob in some buttons here. Let's see. I don't quite know. Having that just do more damage and healing seems like a no-brainer. We'll grab the defensive. Have our monk roll. Oh, which doesn't have an animation for Direct Fear yet, so they just do the hover. Interesting. I'm sure that will be added.
Tell me of your travels.
Some folks have already dug up on the data for the War Within some new animations for the Direct Fear, leading more to believe that they are likely getting the other classes during the War Within. Our orchard is one of our village's greatest treasures. For saving our harvest, we are truly grateful. You are welcome, Mayor. That is next quest game. Oh. Down that way. Oh. The ability just to fly. You know, have these wings, like, there's still some demon hunters who are like, I want to be able to fly. It's like, maybe, I don't know. It wouldn't bother me if they could. But some people are very vehemently against the idea.
Tell me of your travels.
I see that you two have been busy. Thank you for recovering our kegs.
I hope to see you again.
We have more than just our cellars to worry about. I realised what was going to happen. It's fine. We have more to worry about than now just our cellars. Koku, our beloved Mushan, has gone crazy. Just look at him. Yeah, he's dead already. I've tried cajoling and pleading and yelling and soothing, but nothing has worked. I'm afraid he is no longer of his own mind. There is only one way to save him and our brewery. Strike swift and sure. He will not feel a thing.
Farewell.
I mean, I will the moment he gets up again. Such is the nature of WoW things, and MMOs in general. I know over the years WoW has increased like spawn rates the more people are around doing a certain activity. But launch days and launch weeks especially can get extremely crowded. So we're going to have to see how well they have managed such things on the War Within, especially since it's had more testing than usual. I have no doubts there will be bugs and disconnects and issues. That's just the nature of things these days. It's near impossible to launch a large game without them. Especially an online one. Oop. Oh look, he didn't suffer. It was one shot. It's fine. Alright, let's turn that in. Sorry for your loss, brewers. Whee! Keep grabbing our little bronze things. Just a reason to fly around. Recharges some of your flying stamina. Gives you a little bit of bronze to work with.
Welcome.
You did well to help the brewers and bring this news to me. From what you have told me, it sounds as if Koku was possessed by some dark energy. Could it be? No, that is impossible. Except Taran's already told us that like 5 minutes ago.
There is no hurry.
And another level, you see, we're just churning through them.
Jade Serpent, guide.
I do not trust this horde. They wield foul magic, and their intentions are clearly malevolent. We can no longer stand their presence in Twinspire Keep, so close to Pordon. I beg you, visitor, thin their numbers before they do something awful to this village. I will go kill the enemy faction, sure. Though we have only just met, we have a common enemy, this group called the Horde. Several days ago, their leader made us a trade offer. When we refused, his servants abducted several of our cubs as bargaining chips. We have called in the Shadowpan to help, but they are in Kunlai Summit, a journey of several days. Can you come to our aid? Stuff like that's always funny when we can fly over there in like 2 minutes, but you know. Couldn't really realistically build an MMO with travel time to such an extent. It might seem like a really cool idea, but at one point you've got to be like, right, me as a player, I have to go to this place to do a thing, and it's going to take how many real days of time? It's just not realistic. Maybe that niche could be properly filled out one day, but won't ever be in WoW. The Horde have made our jobs easier. I really need to just read word for word. Their infighting and segregation have split their camp into two. Orcs in the west, undead in the east. The Orcs obey their commander Dalgan, while the undead follow Belandra Fellstorm, a powerful warlock. Hopefully their internal squabbles will be enough of a distraction that you'll be able to sneak in there and kill both of them. Sully has already infiltrated the ruins. Find him inside when you are done. We will. Sully scouted the Horde establishment to the north, and he reports seeing a large pile of explosives along with a small force of demolishers. That is not to mention the demons that their warlocks have summoned. Luckily, we came prepared. We've got air support from the Skyfire. We just need to show our pilots where to strike. Rep hands you a smoke flare and gives a knowing nod. Yes, the smoke flare. Alright, let's get this Eternity Surge. I like this ability just because it looks really flashy. Above it on here. It's the one they had in like one of the early cinematics for the Drakfir in them.
I require a target.
God damn it. We'll use it on our first target. It's another AoE one. It just looks really cool. Oh! It's a good job we can glide. Okay, so charge it, our wings get all shiny, and then sploosh. See if we can line up a load of these. Aim this cone. Dab and slash.
I must get closer.
Boop. Does very well. Right. Get our smoke bomb on this pile. Stab that eyeball. Run, child. Children in games, such a creepy face. Be on fire. Be on fire again. Pick beam. Oh, don't have any essence. You need to actually see beam. Nope. Die too quick for beam to work. Slash. Get me out of here! Come on, child. Yep, well said, Death Guard. Just immediately dead. Alright, all the demolishers are up there. We have to go get this demon out. We have this big deep breath, which, as you can see, is quite the range. Dragon things. Very thematic, very nice. One day we'll see Disintegrate actually work. We'll do it on something with more health. More chests. Goodbye, creature. Excuse me. And again, blow up these piles of explosives. One moment. Oh. Leave the children alone. Away. And again. One more over there. There we go, that does it. Much murder. A mace! Still less intellect. Come here, gotta blow up your stuff. One thing I'll be very curious to see is going back and playing these now. Is like how much the War of In's question will change the formula or not. I don't expect it to change a lot. I'm just curious, with that renewed focus on story, how they'll emphasize that. You see, we're only ever really picking up bronze or the specific items for the remix. There wasn't a lot else to grab at random. There were still surprise weapon transmogs lying about the place. Ooh. Hasn't aged well. First one. Beam. Dead.
Hell screams the armies will paint this land red.
Eternity Surge and sploosh. Like auto dialogue that swaps in your class, race, etc. How you doing there, Mr. Pickle? Your stealth pose looks like you've snapped your neck a bit, but it's okay.
Got something that needs fixing?
We do. That was some firefight. Now it's time to clean up.
You got something to report?
What the heck of a bloody mess you made down there, kid. Nice work.
You got something that needs
Ding.
fixing? What you need?
That's some fine and fancy killing, evoker. Now, with those two all done and taken care of, all that's left is the big fella in the hall behind me.
I got the right tool for the job.
Me lads up in the sky bring the heat, don't they? Ha ha ha.
You got something to report?
The third hat that got me. I seen a few, the wee ones too, busted a few of them out on my way up here. You've done some good, lass. Those cubs might have some nasty nightmares, but they'll grow up someday, thanks to you.
I got the right tool for the job.
So 2 levels as we go.
What you need?
We'll miss that. There's a way to level without hand. Damaging blue spells reduce movement speed. Okay. We got here. The interrupt. Makes things cost less. More damage. More damage. We'll start going the other way. Can't activate world PvP here at all.
You got something that needs fixing?
Again, I'm not sure how if they'll ever change that for something that's meant to be collectible and leveling. It feels like almost a direct response to Plunderstorm at that point. Alright lass, we've taken enough jabs at this warlock army. Now it's time to cut off the head. The troll's back there in that big old temple ruin. Give him a good what for, and the Horde will have lost its stake here in Pandaria.
You got something to report?
I don't think it ends up being that well, but, you know. Hello. Get breathed on. Bah.
Alliance hero. Let's see how you fight without a flag. Burn, Alliance scum.
He has succumbed to his anger. And the Shah goes, nom 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 nom.
I am out of range.
Oop. Bit of dragon breath, and it's gone again.
King's mercy. What happened here? What was that thing?
Your foe was overwhelmed by a dark energy we call the Shah. It thrives on negative emotions, such as doubt. It has been many years since I have seen it manifest so dramatically.
I am not surprised. The Horde are monsters. We are here on a peaceful rescue mission. Will you help us?
I have seen your sky fortress.
Yeah, get him told, Taran.
People have an interesting notion of peace.
Left to their own devices, the Horde will overwhelm your land. Will you not help us fight them?
We are not afraid to fight. Our warriors, while few in number, are extremely skilled. But we will not participate in this genocidal bloodbath of yours. Your conflict will have immense consequences here. Do not bring your war to these shores.
Unfortunately, we did. No matter how much truth he spits. I do want to see you again in more modern stories, Taran.
Keep your mind on the mission.
Yeah. Fighting the Horde on a foreign shore is hard enough.
I'm counting on you.
Shah energy, Tread carefully, Lucinia. There is a hidden darkness to this continent. We'll stay behind to mop up the rest of the Horde, but we need you to continue with the main mission, the rescue of Captain Taylor and the retrieval of Prince Anduin. Man, such a baby compared to where he is now, eh? Our aerial scouts thinks we found the wreckage, of the flagship near Pordon Village. Go there and report to Admiral Rogers for instructions. You are welcome to use my gyrocopter.
Goodbye.
You have a personal copter? I mean, it would be quicker if we fly, but the quest has offered it, so... Boop. If memory serves you, as in most expansions, you did not have access to flying until after you finished, like, a few quest lines and... Oh. Well, consequences. Oh dear. It's alright, we just end up straight down here. And still so many people about. Just making fresh characters. Very interesting to see on the last day. We'll swoop our way on over. Boop. The Admiral or Taranzu are going to have words.
This is the most powerful ship in the fleet.
Excellent work, Evoker. I can see why you came so highly recommended.
Thank you for your hospitality, Mayor. I assure you, you're doing the right thing.
You may give these soldiers quarter at your discretion, but we are not choosing sides. This conflict is little more than a race war. The hate would engulf this land. You will have no part in this.
Oh, up he gets. First we will look at Cloud Serpent at the time. Up he goes, very angrily. I know, game. We've got all these things. We saw in the helmet slot there, we got like an epic ability. This did a little more. Some of these needed to be nerfed, some of them were abused. It was all round a glorious mess. But bonus-like modes like Remix. Nerfs felt a little heavy-handed, but I get they didn't want things to go stupid, but, you know. We're here to make things ridiculous and OP, so it didn't really bother me. The White Pawn. Alright, soldier, I've got a critical mission for you. Get down to the coastline shore of here. South of here, blah blah. In the cove you'll find a wrecked Alliance vessel. I need you to search it and carry it and find out if it was the ship that was carrying Anduin. Then recover the captain's log and see if it has any information on where we can find him. Since the log is from a military ship, it'll be written using a cipher. take it to Nod Kojak afterwards. What a name. He's keeping watch on the deck, on the wreck. My goodness. You can tell it's Monday. From the other end of the cove.
Show them what we're made of.
We've located an Alliance wreck to the south. Unfortunately, the locals have informed us that it's currently being scavenged by a group of creatures called Hosen. Aye, those Ukindukas. By pillaging our wrecked ships, these creatures have already shown that they aren't friendly. We can't have them taking spoils from our ships, stealing our supplies, and worse, potentially capturing or killing any survivors. Get down there and take them out. When you're done, meet up with Nod Kojak, our SI-7 agent in the area.
For the Alliance.
We will. Let's have a quick swig of our beverage. You all do the same. Mine is, that's not even lukewarm. That would be generous. Nice cold tea. Oh. It's alright. Make sure you're staying hydrated yourselves. This would be for the Alliance our introduction to the Hosen. A race that Horde folks would happily have as playable, just as the Alliance would have the Jinyu, who we'll meet shortly. I wouldn't necessarily say gimmicky, I'm just not very fond of them. And the way their dialect, like the whole, oh, we're gonna Ukin your Duka, and oh, what's Ukin Duka? And it's like, just, I get it. You're a bit silly. You're a bit silly. Right, out of my way. Right, underneath. How did we find it? We get in the window. Yep. I remember. Fine leather journal. Monogrammed on the leather cover are the initials ALW. Take a few intact pages that remain. Penmanship is impeccable. Most of the pages are soaked in water. You can make out a few passages. The battle is more fearsome than I could have imagined. All around us I hear the booming of Horde artillery. Their shells rain upon the deck above, and the screams of the crew are drowned out only by the roar of return fire. Admiral Taylor bade me hide here, in the hold, until the fighting ceases. They have posted guards outside my door. I feel restless. I should be out there, helping them. Oh, Anduin. Those that did not perish in the initial battles were lost in the ensuing storm. As our battered ships fought their way through rain and fog, the most critically injured succumbed to their injuries. I did what I could to staunch their wounds, but it was not enough. Why am I always too late to save my friends? Oh, Anduin, stop this. I woke in the middle of the night to the sound of a great loud noise like thunder. The ship was running aground on the rocks. The ship groaned and listed, and the shouts and screams erupted on deck. I rushed to the door of my cabin, but my bodyguard locked me inside. There is nothing I can do now but wait. The Vanguard has washed up on an unfamiliar shore. The ship is still, and all around me I hear silence. No one has come for me, and I fear that the crew is dead. Cabin is filling with water, so I must find a way out soon. If any Alliance soldiers find this, know that I, Prince Anduin Wynn, am alive. I am going to travel inland and search for food and aid. Please tell my father that I am well. Oh, Varian as well. Oh, so much has happened since. Get off that diving helmet, you. Look at him. Drop it. Drop it. Coded captain's log. Not a readable, but a quest thing. King's royal banner. Someone of royal blood certainly slept in this ship. If you're going incognito, did you really need to bring a flag with you? I don't know. I'm no military expert, but, you know, seems a bit silly. Soldier's not like the others. He looks like a personal bodyguard. Probably because of the name tag floating above his head. Very curious. Hey up. Oh, we are accidentally in combat. Go away. Thank you. Let's fly out of here. Oh. Very fun just to leap up and soar. Watched you investigating the ship and dealing with those creatures down there. Good work. Did you find anything? We did. Just let me click this talent button, will you? More damage.
Interesting. Be seeing you.
Well?
You have a great day now.
Alright, let me see. Using the cipher from the ship went missing. Nod is clearly doing some calculations in his head.
Off and away.
Alright. I think I know what our next move's gonna be. Good work. Dirty creatures tried to kick us while we're down. That'll teach them to try and salvage an alliance vessel.
Daylight's burning.
Gnome voices, you know, what can you do? Alright, according to the... Oh god, made me cough. According to the clues you found, that was Anduin's ship. And Admiral Taylor was the captain. And Admiral Taylor's last entry says he was going to fight off the Hosen and protect the vessel after the shipwreck. Locals say these Hosen sometimes take prisoners, and I didn't see Taylor's corpse anywhere among the wreckage. You'll probably find Taylor at the Hosen encampment to the northeast. Get going. We have no time to lose.
Right.
It's like my first experience with WoW, was seeing a friend playing a gnome in Westfall, attacking like a dust devil. It was wild at the time. I remember just being like, what is this game? But the same friend had introduced me to like Fable, not so long before, I don't think. Can't quite remember the timeline, but I remember seeing on that same laptop both Fable and WoW. So I trusted their judgment implicitly. Ah. You found him, but the Admiral is unconscious. He looks on the verge of death.
Your friend put up quite the fight.
Virginia!
He nearly escaped, but now he is a prisoner, just like the rest of us.
Be allied race, please. Be friends, please.
Taylor fought against the Hosen like a wild beast. He is a great credit to your people. In the end, he was overcome.
For their voices, I try and think of like just underwater fish, and you're just kind of like under the sea. Something like that. Hurts the throat. Not as bad as Orcs, mind.
I see you want to save your friend. I will help you if you will help me. First of all, it should be obvious that the fewer the stingtail roaming around, the easier it will be to escape. Kill the Hosen guards around us, and we will be one step closer to freedom. You may be an outsider, but you and I have a common enemy in the Hosen. Many members of my tribe are trapped in cages nearby. I've also seen your alliance soldiers as well. I cannot leave without freeing my brethren, just as you cannot leave yours. Slingtail hold the keys to those cages. Find the keys and free our friends. Hosen skulls are prized tokens among my people.
Should they be?
We use them to perform ceremonial rites, and the older the skull, the more potent its magic. Luckily for us, the Hosen are careless, filthy beasts. They leave the skulls of their dead scattered amongst their huts and campfires. Collect these skulls for me, and I will reward you handsomely.
This thing about reading quest text now, I did not pick on that at all from like my first time through, like way back when. And I was speedily gunning through as most players do. Trying to be better about it these days and read. But the fact they use rituals from the bones of the deceased, it's my first time a question mark has come up from Virginia. Why? That can't go well. I suppose we kill some Hosen. Boop. Dukin. See what I mean? They ook and they duke. Open the cage. Slash. Alright, the way the scaling and everything works in Remix, with how our gear jumps up so quickly, don't really have to worry about extended normal fights with things. It isn't Classic, where we're going to spend a while killing one boar. Even Retail's a lot slower by comparison. But again, we hit a level quickly. That was the whole point. Bah! More keys, more skulls. Be free, Jinyu.
Do you hear the river's song?
I had given up hope, friend. Thank you. You're welcome.
That is locked.
Alright, give me the keys. One key. And burn. Hey, that damaging little fire spell also a heal. Two more skulls. One more key needed. Much fire.
The waters foretold.
I am still curious about the support class, but it feels like it'd be one that's very difficult to level with. Remix, that's less of a bother, but Did not want to try it at the time when I still don't understand the base class. Right, what else have we got? Reducing an essence cost. Or making our heals more effective on us. We'll do better interrupt. We'll be getting that next time. Right. Back to our prisoners. The 2 cogs on the shoulders, by the way, kind of symbolising the different, like, abilities we get throughout. It's a very hodgepodge way to do it. It's like, oh, we ran out of time, symbolise it somehow. Spinning cogs. Experimental, I suppose. Alright.
Ah, you are brave, an admirable trait. You have freed my brothers. Good. We are in your debt.
Oh, give me a moment, Jinyu, sir.
The skulls are precious to my tribe. How many have you collected?
8 exactly.
It is good to see that you are so resourceful, Senior. It is a trait admired by my people. The fine specimens you have brought me will produce powerful magic. I hope you are capable of this next task, for our lives depend on it. There is only one key that will unlock our change. Unfortunately, the key hangs around the neck of the Hosen's pet tiger, Kung Din. They keep the tiger in the great pit to the north. The only way to retrieve the key will be to kill the beast.
Yes, that is indeed a tiger. Open all our chests. Look at that. You'll notice we didn't get as many of those chests through all of our raiding. Like, other than like 1 for each daily quest. But here, when you go through the questing, it's why it was such a good way to just get gear. Because you would be equipping stuff constantly. And finding new bits and bobs. Like I say, these new gems and abilities that were new every time. Get them in, playing with them, upgrading stuff. It was a lot. Not overwhelming by any means, but it was like discovering new stuff. And I know a lot of folks kind of felt that, or a lot in the reporting early on was like Blizzard saying, oh, it's going to be a lot more Diablo-esque. It didn't quite get to that level. Like, there wasn't that huge amounts of gear. Like, every piece wasn't crazy different. But it started that vibe. I wonder if next time they go even sillier with that. I would like to see it. I would like to see it.
Did you find him?
Yes.
Yes, with this key I will be able to free our chains. You have delivered us from this vile place. Bing! Without healing, your friend Taylor will die. My village is just to the east of here, in the middle of the large lake. I will take Taylor myself, but the fighting is most dangerous in that direction. I need you to help clear a path through the Hosen so that I may run safely into my village. Can you do this?
Yes, I can, bold Karashi. Oh.
My people do not like strangers, but I owe you this much. May the elders not punish me for this deed.
How close was my voice been?
Pass through a fierce battle.
He's much stronger than the voice I used.
While I run through, if all goes well, I will meet you at my village.
Alright, we'll start murdering Hosen.
Too far away.
I don't think I did a terrible job. But we can swap to the other type of flying. So you can either use the sky riding, that's the dragon flying, or you can use the old dynamic flying. So it is a bit faster. Sploosh. Come here, Hosen. There we are. One weird thing was the choice of weapon they gave the Jinyu here. It's like they ran out of the time to make bespoke models for them, so they just have like the Blood Elf questing sword. Which took a while to get, and I really liked it. But it's just weird that that's the sword they all have. I don't know. Maybe they felt it looked the part. What a strange choice. I wonder if they ever commented on that and explained. Whee! Old Karashi.
Thank you, Lucinia. Because of you, we were able to make it here safely.
You are most welcome. There's Taylor on the old stretcher. Oh,
I sense the presence of intruders. Is it Hosen? Show yourselves!
What have you done to our admiral?
I have done nothing. This is the work of the sling-tailed chief, Gakat.
Do you think we can believe him, Commander?
We have no other choice. Put down your weapon, warrior, and we will put down ours.
yep, don't mind me.
Slowly then.
Yeah, everybody hands up. Now, where's our slow?
We
Just
are
do the
not
one.
in the habit of welcoming outsiders into our village. You may stay only until Taylor is well, but then you must leave. We will be watching you.
These next set of quests were an interesting precedent that they'd done a chunk of in Cataclysm, but they really stepped up here. It's kind of embodying another character to see where they get to. I believe we go and kill some more dudes and then it will show us. I've been thinking, we are cut off from support and a long way from home. Although these Pilfin Jinyu mistrust our presence, they do not appear hostile. We could convince them that we are their friends. An alliance between our races could prove extremely valuable. Lucidia, you must go and speak to the Jinyu around the village. Convince their leaders that we are not to be feared, that we only wish for peace.
I'm counting on you. Back to your duties.
We do not have time to wait around for the Admiral to recover. Sully and I are planning to search for Anduin to the north, but we'll need supplies for our journey. The lake here is teeming with wildlife, which we have received permission to hunt. Go and gather some supplies while Sully and I finalize our preparations.
Goodbye.
Tortoise flank. Let's go chat, folks. Pearl Keeper Fujin.
The safety of the tribe is my foremost concern. Do you blame me for being cautious?
Please allow us a chance to prove our friendship. We wish you no harm.
No harm? Ha! Many thousands years ago, the Pilfin tribe stood on the throne of all Pandaria. Now this village is all that is left of our people, all because we trusted a tribe of outsiders. The Hosen.
I don't think I fully know that story or remember it. Like their history. Eau de Lushan, the water speaker.
I doubt that we will ever win against the Hosen.
I come from the Alliance. We wish to be allies, not enemies.
Stranger, have you ever seen a stone fall into a calm lake? Every action creates a ripple, even accepting a pledge of friendship. I shall think upon your request.
At least he has a fitting weapon. I think we've been able to loot in the remix and not before. Whee! They've got like bits of architecture, like they have like bespoke buildings and stuff. Still, they always feel in that Warcraft 3 vein of like how functional are these buildings past like singular square rooms. Don't get me wrong, it fits the job. It gives us an inkling as to a culture and a people. They just needed more. If they say this is like their last like, look, this armor's a bespoke for them as well. I don't think that was something we ever were able to earn. It looks platey, so I would know.
We must train harder.
Friends and I come with peaceful intentions, we say to the instructor.
Actions speak louder than intent, stranger. My warriors intend to seek retribution. But only practice will make it so. Now go away. We are busy. Strike!
Again, all with the Blood Elf sword. Just a weird choice when of their... If you look at their colour scheme as well, with like the blues, like very dark browns, and the metal colours, it's... Why did they choose it? It's another one of those things where it's like, oh, they ran out of time. Or something to that effect, but... Looks like there's plenty of weapons they could have chosen. What Timodo?
I've got quite
The weaponsmith.
I hear that with fire and force you shape metals for war. I could achieve this through pressures of water and a mastery of their densities.
What are you doing?
May your feet never dry.
Oh, his dialogue didn't pop up, it's down there.
You must be the outsider. Sadly, I am making weapons for war. Once, not long ago, I made instruments for prayer and celebration. It is this war that makes everyone stand on edge.
It's a fair point, it's a fair point. Let's go get some turtle meat. Don't mind us, we're just going to take all of your turtles. Come here, turtle. Give me that delicious flank. Oh, it's not 100%. I feel like over the years they have done away with more and more quests where the drop rate is not that high. Like, especially, like, there's loads of infamous quests back in the day where you were, like, hunting wildlife for hours on end, hoping for, like, something that had a really dumb drop chance. Just arbitrarily padding out game time. They haven't really done that in a way that I can truly remember in quite some time. There's a couple quests here and there, and going back into Mr. Pandaria, there's a few. But in the modern game, I don't recall many times it has been a problem. And when it has happened, it has not been, again, drop tables is quite so low. Whoop. Another little remix buff. More tortoise. More turtle meat. Come here. Look for your swimming animation is nice. Just kind of swoosh. Got the tail moment in there as well. The wings are a little flaccid. Is that the right word for that in the water? It works out though. Whee! What is that? Oh, that's someone just riding a dragon mount. Is it some sort of giant flying whale? Oh, they mean that. I see. It's so much larger than any of the Pandarian balloons. Does it belong to the outsiders? It does, and it's vanished. Good scene for a moment. Again, wow, there's a lot of problems with just stuff being high up there and the camera being, like, smacked by the ground.
At ease, soldier. I'm counting on you.
Sounds like you've made quite the good impression. Well done, Lucinia.
Goodbye.
Well, you have done what you could through diplomacy. Now we can only prove ourselves to the Pearlfin through our deeds. Time is short. Each hour we delay, the White Pawn may move further away. Where are the supplies I asked for?
Back to your duties.
That should be plenty. Thanks.
I'm counting on
You are welcome. Another level for us. Or chests.
Admiral, it's good to see
Ooh,
that you're
pant.
okay.
Thank you, Catherine. It's good you're here. With full carrier support, we can push north.
I'm afraid you'll have to push forward without us.
What?
I've been ordered back to the main battle group to provide carrier escort. The full might of the Alliance Navy will arrive in 2 months' time.
What am I supposed to do until then? I've got no men. We don't know where the Horde are, or how many we're dealing with.
Put on your big boy pants, Taylor. I will leave the SI-7 officers with you. I suggest a scouting mission.
Interestingly, I don't know if, like, 2 months exactly was when the first patch came out, which was that full invasion.
Yes, Admiral.
I have to go back and look sometime.
Speed.
I wonder if that was, in fact, dead on.
Improvise.
Sounds quick, though. The patch cadence back then
Nightwind,
could not
take your
always
men
keep up the
scouting the
pace.
carrier. Look for a Horde presence, and find Prince Anduin.
If there's any sign of Anduin, we'll find it.
Wait, even though we are not friends, you should not go into unfamiliar territory alone. I will send my brother to go with you.
You want me?
Please
Little Lou.
bring him back safely. He is young, but clever. He can help you find your way.
That was healing. It's fine.
I swear I will keep him safe. We will return as soon as we can.
He whispers.
Very
Friends
well.
with the Jinju. We
Let
may
us
need them before this
proceed.
mission is over. And that's an order. Don't get too much of that. When we do, it's usually an old god whispering to us.
We recently lost a battle against the Hosen at Moonwater Retreat. We evacuated as many of our people as we could, but still, there were many we could not save. We have no tokens of our lost over which to send our prayers. If someone could go and retrieve heirlooms from the dead bodies, we could properly lay them to rest and move on. It would mean so much to us if you could do this. Absolutely. Modern game keeps its like 8-week patch cycle pretty well. It's done really well about doing that throughout Dragonflight. Whereas in the past we had 6 to 12 months of just no new content at all.
It is a night and day change, and I imagine it's a lot of hard work for him.
Oh dear. The Elder mustn't find out. I must have left the Elder's ceremonial instruments behind during the escape. But Moonwater Retreat is crawling with Hosen by now. What sort of pearlkeeper am I to have lost them so carelessly?
The old Jinyu buries his face into his hands.
Stranger, could you find it in your heart to help me?
Sure. It's a main quest, after all. I'll skip the side ones on here this morning. Probably go for another 45 minutes or so. Still some busy things to sort in the house. And hopefully for the War Within stream we'll be able to go on for a wee bit longer than usual. Ah, see, here we are with random drop rates again. Burn everything down. Beam. Some heirloom. Oh, no, stuck crouching. And then we got 3 of them from one dude. Very silly indeed. Some casting while we hover about. Very fancy. Again, they're flashy. It feels nice to hit the buttons. I can't speak to a rotation of any kind yet, but I don't have anything against the evoker. More stuff. And more glowy bodies. Let's do our big old flyover. That's pretty great. If one of those talents said we could teleport back or fly back to where we start that as well. I'd love to know how well they're doing in PvP. Right. Oh, one more. There we go. Oh, I forgot about these. There were these scrolls all over the place. They didn't have an achievement tied to them in Remix, but they did in the main game. I don't think I ever went and found all of them. Watersmithing. Unlike the fire and heat forges of Pandaria and Mogu, the Jinyu have mastered the art of water forging. They shape stone and metal by using the pressures and currents of water. Originally, they would scavenge for polished stone and materials in the river. They developed an eye for the places that would provide the best quality baubles and rocks. Over the ages, they have learnt to manipulate water through their magics to craft exceptional edifices of rock and stone that defy rivalry. Their weapons and armour are as hard as any forged steel, and their walls often appear to be constructed without seams. Little bits of world building. It's good stuff. Yum. Nope, let's go back to Fuji first.
The Elder is a water speaker. He speaks to the waters and they answer. You found them? Oh, thank the spirits of water. You have saved my tail fin, Lucinia.
You don't have a tail fin. What tail fin? Unless it's like small beneath the armour. I suppose. Suspicious. Oh dear. Like Morgan tails all over again. Oh, that's a rare mount. Memory serves. Isn't that like an old trading card mount? Might become a Twitch drop. They've been doing that more and more lately.
We still grieve for our fallen brothers. Thank you. You do not know how much this means to the families of the lost.
You're welcome. Right, next one.
Our war against the Hosen rages without end, and the future of our tribe is uncertain. This is why our water speaker has decided to seek wisdom from the waters. Elder Lushad is waiting. Please deliver the instruments so that they may begin.
Wonder what the Jinyu be seeing these days with the War Within coming up. What's the water telling them? Just little bits I'd love to know.
Have you seen our lake? So calm and still. It is how we like it. Constant, unmoving. We do not bear chains.
Brought your items.
Thank you. Let us begin.
See, he has the older rambly voice.
Ancient spirits of water. Hear my echo through the silent deeps. Awaken from the great waters beyond.
That was old Nazoth's realm too.
Aid your children in this time of need.
Neptulon, but it never seemed like they were talking to like water elementals, like spirit elemental lower wild gods. There's still a lot of unanswered questions.
Brother, I see
Ancient Emperor of Pandaria, a shaman.
Everywhere I look, the rivers have dried. But there is yet one path, one river that may carry you through these difficult times.
Me?
Powerful strangers come from across the sea. Seek their strength. Add it to our own.
Great darkness. Could he mean that we must trust these strangers? These alliance, after all?
So be it.
Yeah. Haven't looked at any Drakthir remotes. Hang on a minute. We gotta slash silly. We gotta slash silly at least a couple times.
I showed my tail to one of those wolf people, but they just looked sad and walked away.
Oh my god.
I wonder why.
Oh my god. As if that is in there. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Oh, how have I not spent time doing this? I forget such little things are in the game. You forget when you're not, you know, when you're rushing through things and just playing the mechanics, you forget.
What do you call a Drakthir who can juggle? Talented.
Puns I'm less impressed by.
I never really have a plan. I prefer to wing it.
Oh, second. If this is a third pun, we give up there.
The Drakthir are excellent musicians. We really know our scales.
Okay, that's it. I'm lucky we got the Worgen one first. That's absolutely wild.
I saw the visions, Lucinia. What do you think it means? I think it's clear you play some part in it.
Bing! Oh no, suddenly our friends are back and they're in dire peril. Nope, we keep getting upgrades. We'd gems out and gems in as we went. We could upgrade some of these others that have hit freeze into blues. It was a decent rhythm of doing things. Especially if you were content with the fact that, you know, you have seen this stuff before for the most part. And interesting for the folks who never played Pandaria or weren't here at the time, what they must have felt going through.
Yes, soldier.
Rel coughs heavily before speaking.
Please, you need to hear what we've been through. The whole damn alliance needs to hear what we've been through. There may not be much time left.
Okay, this is one of those quests where we get swapped into their bodies.
We had traveled north through the forest for several hours. We stopped when we found a strange fallen tree. What do you suppose happened to this tree, Sully?
Something hit it, sir. It wasn't cut down. It didn't fall on its own.
What's that over there? Some kind of bird?
No, that's a plane. Wait.
Very silly.
Plane? That's Amber and Nim's plane. They might be alive after all.
Who are Amber and Nim? Should we follow him?
She's still breathing, sir. Get over here. Talk to her.
Oh, can I move now? Okay. We're locked in place for a moment. Now, I don't oppose to these quests where you jump onto a new character. It's a little annoying when you're queuing up for dungeons, or in Remix's case, queuing up for so many different things to try and get that XP. Because then you'd have to start the whole thing again. The monkeys. They attacked. I fought them off, but they'll be back with more. You did well, Agent Kernan. Now save your energy. We'll fend them off.
Listen up, men. Prepare for a Hosen ambush.
We have
Little Lou,
stab,
keep Amber alive.
big stab,
Sully, try and
bigger
keep this
stab.
plane from exploding on us. I'll hold them off as long as I can. I readied my swords for battle.
Swords? It's the daggers. Ridiculous number bloat. Go on, little Lou. Do some healing. Watery healing before, like... I don't know if back then shamans had, like, their visual upgrades to their, like, different spell effects and animations. Like, their healing used to be that green colour that most of it was between them and druids, and then they got the change where it was all water-based. I just can't remember what expansion that happened in. Could have been way earlier than I'm thinking, but... Can you remember? That'll be a theme, whether it's WoW streams or other streams. My memory is botched these days. And to get it to a better place.
Sully, Little Lou.
He'll get there in time.
Changed. We need to transport Amber back to the main camp.
That's not necessary. I'll be coming with you.
She said, splayed out on the plane. Yep.
No, Sully. My injuries will heal. Right now, we need to find the White Pawn.
Wait, what's the White Pawn? I thought we were attacking the Hosen.
And then I killed no.
I'll be...
And that's how we found. Real's speech devolves into a heavy coughing. Corner of his mouth produces a trickle of blood.
Rel, please, save your energy. Sully can tell them what happened next.
Then we move on to Sully and we hop between these characters. Here we found Amber. She's alive and all that. So, about where the good news stops though. Let's see if I can pick up where old Rel left off.
I got the right tool for the... We were still going north when we stopped near this big old clearing.
All right, agents, listen up.
He considers me an agent.
Oh.
Crow's late. We should set up camp for the night. Sully, do you have an axe?
No, but I can put one together in a pinch. Let's see, do you need a wood-cutting axe or a people-killing axe?
Wood cutting. Little Lou, use this axe to gather firewood.
Yes, sir.
He's doing so well.
Sully, investigate those shrines to the west. Look for signs of the White Pawn. Amber, find a good perch and give Sully some covering fire. We'll rendezvous back here.
Yes, sir.
Aye, sir.
This way, Sully. I see the perfect spot. I'll hide up here in the shadows. If you run into any trouble, just shine the light on the target, and I'll take care of them.
I found an old rifle scope in my pockets. It'd have to do. If I saw anything dangerous, I'd hit it with a light, and Amber's sniper rifle would take care of the rest.
Right, and then where was I going? I remember this, 'cause last time I did it, I was like, right, where am I going? And getting lost. I think we vaguely go in this direction. It says Southwestern Shrine, but the quest is like pointing upwards. And, oh, okay. And on the day we get player housing, let me as a blacksmith build something like this to go in someone's house.
Oh, splatter!
Like, would that be a blacksmith? You're not gonna... Unless they, like, made, like, a stonemason kind of profession to go along with it. Or woodcutting and carpentry and all kinds of stuff. Like, there's a lot of options there, but, like, tents could be tailoring. You could have tailors make stuff like that. Shine a light. Go, sniper.
Didn't know I had a sniper on my side, did you?
There's no need to smart talk the tigers. There's no need to be smug. Very silly. Big old statue.
Nothing at the northern shrine. No Anduin, no Hosen, nothing.
We need to get all the... No, it counts as cleared. That's fine. Whoop. Little fish. The gentle flutes of Pandaria.
Trying to sneak up on old Sully, huh?
Music's still reminiscent of, like, Eastern Kingdoms, forests and stuff. Like, it follows those, like, musical beats through. I know the War Within's done a lot of that as well. Themes within themes. We saw that in a lot of Hades 2 as well, reworking and using themes from the first game.
No sign of Anduin at the southwestern shrine. However, I did find a friendly raccoon who began to follow me.
Hello, raccoon.
I decided to name him Gizmo. Hey there, little buddy. I'm gonna
Gizmo.
name you Gizmo.
Come, Gizmo.
No! Gizmo!
He got shot.
Amber, why? I didn't even shine my damn light. Shortly afterwards, another raccoon befriended me. I named him Socks and quickly moved on. Come on, Socks, let's get out of here before you get sniped.
It's such a random thing.
After scouting the 3 shrines, I headed back over to camp.
Poor Gizmo.
Socks followed along, faithfully.
Why did he get sniped? Just Amber being a dick. Could him climb along the little things. I genuinely can't remember if Socks here survives.
Sully, Little Lou, anyone?
Just need a bit of silliness.
Over here.
What happened,
I
Rel?
returned to find Rel being attacked by Hosen again. No, Rel.
That's our story. It's for that one. Where is Socks? We don't see a Socks here in the camp. So now you know why old Rel's all beat up. You detect a change in Sully's facial expression. Get back here.
You got something in
Facial expression. He quickly turns away. Is he crying?
What do you need?
Little Lou next.
I don't think I can handle the next part.
Oh, right.
Little Lou, tell him what happened next.
Hello.
I could tell you what happened next. We continued off into the forest.
May your waters...
Oh, bit of artifacting.
Rel survived the attack, but he wasn't doing very well.
Rel's condition is worsening. We must stop to rest again.
If only Mishka was here, she'd fix him up in no time.
Fellow agents, this is a Pandaran hut. The Pandaran are allies.
Good thinking, little Lou. Go find out who lives here. Take Sully with you.
And Socks?
Yes, and the raccoon. I'll watch over our commander.
Why did you kill the first raccoon?
The sign out front was not very welcoming.
Stay out. No
No
visitors.
sign is gonna stop me and my best pal Socks.
This is a nice little side bit as well.
The lawn was littered with small jade statues. They seemed almost lifelike.
This person sure has lots of statues.
It's always the thing in a fantasy world where you're like, right, we all know what's happening here. Like any D&D group, you say a garden is lit with statue, and some of them look okay, some look a little scared, and they're like, they've been turned to stone, haven't they? Obviously Jade in this case, but even so,
One statue in particular stood out. I had never seen a creature like this.
Now, wait a darn minute. Is that an orc? Is the horde here too?
After inspecting the statues, we saw a female Pandaren emerge from the house.
Hello.
Oh my, what a striking pose you have.
That's not suspicious dialogue at all. Yes, little children. Can you help us? Our friend is injured.
Now look at this. A Jinnu and... what is that? Some sort of beard sprite?
I'm a dwarf, ma'am. Can we borrow some food?
The beard sprite will make an excellent addition to my family.
What in blazes are you talking about?
I finally understood what was going on, but I was a second too late. Sully, those aren't statues on her lawn. She wants to turn you into jade.
Squeak.
Songs! No!
And there goes the other
Run,
one.
little Lou! Run away! Or she gets you too!
I love that voice acting. Absolute panic and silliness. Fantastic.
They call me Little Lou.
Luckily, we made it out alive. Well, all of us except for Socks.
The loss of the raccoon is the least of our worries. Our biggest concern is that petrified orc, and what its presence means. I can tell you the rest of the story.
Aye, my dear. Let me just get my stuff back on. Just doing it out of habit, I realise. There's really no point in doing so. It's not like we're in danger.
Reporting for duty.
The final leg of our journey took us west to a large Hosen village. We set up a small camp in the mountains outside of their line of sight. The sniper.
We made camp in the mountains. Little Lou watched over Rel.
Kill some Hosen today, Amber.
As you wish, Commander. I walked up to the top of the mountain and took hold of my sniper rifle.
Ah, yes. Gnomish technology. Or dwarven technology, I think. 'Cause that is just a blunderbuss with a crosshair on the end of it.
I found Sully waiting outside the village's entrance.
Back up.
Straining my eyes, I could just barely read his lips as he said,
Shoot all the guards so I can move ahead.
So now we have a sniper minigame. We just click and shoot. Rapid fire this sniper. Again, changing up the gameplay, keeping it interesting.
Nice work back there. One more time.
And it's hard to find, beyond like dying in other quests, a proper fail state for just questing in WoW.
I brought these monkeys some presents. Try not.
Sully planted some explosive barrels for me to shoot.
I don't think there necessarily has to be a lot of danger. Sometimes I'd like the game to just be a little more interesting in terms of things to survive, but I know that's what delves are going to be looking into for endgame, but first time through they're not going to do that, from what I understand.
This one is for Gizmo and Socks, you bastards.
The Hosen did not kill either of your raccoons, Sully. Alright, get moving, we've blown them up.
See here. Let's keep going.
Boop, 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 boop.
Bingo! I see a horde crate. Cover me! I'm going out in the open.
And we shall do so. There were a couple of times, like when I did this way back when, where I'd like miss one hiding behind a tree and would be stuck here for like a good solid like 4 or 5 minutes, just being like, where? Then eventually you just see a tail poking out and it like walk around a little bit and be like, ah.
Just as I suspected, the Horde is here, in Pandaria. And they've allied with the Hosen. We need to bring this information back to Pearlfin Village. But not before shooting a few orcs in the head.
Very specifically wanting the headshots on the orcs. Oh no, this is one of those scenarios. There's one somewhere. Oh no, there we go. The Dukin Grounds. Oh! That was a very unpleasant camera angle.
Aim true.
So there you have it. We didn't find the White Pawn, but we came back with intel that could be of even greater importance to the Alliance. The Horde have allied with the Hosen, now arming them as we speak. They and their monkey army now outnumber us 30 to 1. It's a lot of numbers.
Good to see you, friend.
Elder Lashan and I agree that the best path forward would be to work together. We shall share with the Pearlfin our superior military knowledge and weaponry. In return, they will be a powerful ally should we again encounter the Horde. Take this crate of equipment and weapons. I need you to go around the village and equip the Jinyu with weapons benefiting the skill. Befitting their spell. We'll learn to read. It's fine.
Soldier's duty is never done.
Rashi?
I see that you and your people are desperate to find your Prince Anduin. I know someone who may be able to help you. Pandaran Lawwalker who knows this land better than anyone. I cannot guarantee what kind of reception you will receive, but he will almost certainly be as curious about you as you are of him. Lawwalker lives in the forest to the southwest. Tell him that the Pearlfin have sent you.
Best part of this intro experience. We'll be meeting Lawwalker Cho, and my goodness. I'm glad we're going to get to it before stream's end.
Speaks of your deed.
Now we just read the dialogue they say and we match the gift to it. A staff for shaping your needs.
To swim against the current.
That's rude. I'm sorry, Jinyu.
Listen to the river.
Warrior training, take the shield.
May your pools be ever
Not sharp
full.
enough. Oh, now he swapped it to daggers.
Go with the
Well, I didn't read the first one properly, to be fair. Look, he has very Jinyu looking daggers. Why did the ones with the greatsword have that blood off? Well, I'll never know. Book for healing. Paladin Jinyu. Yes. One day. One day.
Water is life.
Casting ticket.
Farewell.
Let's see. 5 more. Yep. Healing.
The waters
See.
foretold of this meeting.
Daggers for the sneaky. Perfect for stabbing. Yes. Yes, they are. Oh, dear. Shield for you. You know how much work it was to get that shield armor back in the day, Jinyu person? You should just be handing those out. Healing for you. One more.
Listen to the river.
Staff
The
for you.
river goes where the river will.
Adversity. Our
Look,
constant.
Let those Horde
companion.
mongrels show their faces now.
The Alliance must prevail.
The guy who voices Taylor has voiced a lot, not only just in WoW, but in games in general. The one that stood out a lot, there was a character in Soul Calibur 4. Oh, what was his name? I can't quite remember. He was like the villain of the game, and he had like Soul Edge and Soul Calibur, like one in each hand that he would summon out of his arms. Very impactful with this dude's voice there.
Prepared a team of bright young Pearlfin trainees who need field experience. Take them northeast into the bamboo wilds and kill any wildlife that you find. Wow.
Don't bring them back until they're fit for battle.
Remember, the king is counting on us.
Aye, I know. We just head into the wildlife and start murdering. Yep.
I am out of range.
Because this is how trading works. We go and murder things. That's cool. Let's do the aspects of it. You can just happen more often.
I must get closer.
Making our stuff free. Come back. Come back. Thank you.
I need to target something first.
Yep, well done, little paladin one. We'll swap to another in a moment, I believe. Nice, good levels. Nice little like gameplay nods to what players can do and stuff. I like those. Okay, so the only benefit to charging that one is number of targets hit.
Too far away.
I swear to God. I know, you're doing your MMO training, I get it, I get why we're doing it.
I must get closer.
Morality and environmentally being conscious aside, it's a nice little nod to the game itself and the process we all take. I don't quite know if you had a friend lead you into the game. Someone like hovering over your shoulder. Yeah, right, click that. And click that one. Yep. No, you turn your camera by doing... learning the specifics. Especially, like, it's hard to consider if you're someone who has never played, like, never mind like an MMO, but a PC game before. How difficult it actually can be to get someone into this space. Like, everything I'm doing is just second nature now. Moving abilities around, clicking, like, hitting abilities, using hotkeys. Like, these are all things that a younger Barrow had to take time to learn. And it's now, as I say, second nature. And it's meant that a lot of games going forward, whatever like systems they set up, I had a baseline to work with. It's like a reason why most shooters put your shoot button on the same trigger. It can vary from genre to genre, but a lot of things tend to stay the same these days, because once you start going outside of those like ticked boxes, people get like, oh, what do you mean? Obviously, there's like a lot of remapping now, a lot of ways to change it up, and that helps for people, especially for accessibility, but it's an awful lot to learn for someone new coming in. Try to think about like someone young, maybe like a Fortnite player, a Minecraft player, who's like, I want to try this World of Warcraft. I wonder how well that Exile's Reach starting experience does for someone like that jumping in. I'd love to, I'm sure they have a lot of data they have to get through. I'd love to learn about that. Your trainees returned recently. I could hardly believe my eyes. They did not look like the same Jinyu that you left with. Excellent work, Evoker. Couldn't have done better myself. Oh, you're being modest, Taylor.
We mustn't fail.
Fishy pet that I have too many of. Advanced scouts report that the Hosen at the Slingtail Pits are amassing with reinforcements from their tribes to the north. Our forces are gathered for battle on the ridge to the northeast. They are waiting for you. They are just waiting for you. Now is the time to show them what we are made of. Now is the time to destroy them indefinitely.
Remember, the king is counting on us.
Despite the Hosen apparent disarray, there is an order to their chaos. Their leader, Chief Gut-Gut, Chief Gut-Gut is the shrewd mastermind behind their attacks. He is organizing their movements at the great pit at the Hosen camp to the northwest. Strike now and show him no mercy, for he will do the same.
Soldier's duty.
We will, Admiral. Look at our little posse here. Got a tank, healer, 2 DPS. It's just... It screamed to me maybe an allied race thing was in the works sooner and didn't pan out. Because like for that war patch of 5.1, how cool would it have been to have the Jinyu and the Hosen join in as like our first allied races at the time. Because they didn't end up coming in Legion, right? Maybe the end of Legion? And I can't remember the first one to come in. I think it was Dark Iron Dwarves. Man, I'm trying to remember. Dark Iron Dwarves and High Mountain Tauren, maybe? The Nightborn and the Lightforged Draenei? That was definitely Legion.
I must get
The game's been out a long time, but it's hard to remember when everything was put in. Big wings. Boop. Hey, and now we just killed the big one. Got breathe fire on him. Rah! Go on, Hosen. Get wrecked by our Jinyu squad. Don't you chuck bananas. Breathe fire on him. Dodge more bananas. What was this one? Landslide. Oh, right. Never interrupt. Bah. Dead Hosen. Alright, we'll hand these in. We'll go have a good old natter with Lore Walker Cho for a bit, and then we'll call it there. Just as a send-off, I did just want to go and speak to Cho. Bless him. Look, everybody all gathered. Well done, team.
Once when I was young, I dreamt of ending this war against the Hosen. Now I fear I will not see such a day before my death. The waters were right about you. Because of your efforts, this village has a future. We will not forget the lessons you have taught us, Evoker.
You are welcome.
But, leader, those Hosens have been once again settled into disarray. Today we rejoice in our victory. Finja, you came to us a stranger, but you depart as a friend. From henceforth, you are the highest of the high, a valued friend and defender of the Pearlfin tribe.
Hey, Jinyu things. Oh, we can give him daily stuff. Very good. No point swapping gear now. Whoop. Make our way over to Cho. Whooping our way about. I still can't get over the silly joke at the Worgen expense earlier. They know. Absolutely they know. That watering brew. Look around the empty house. It appears that you're in the right place, but there is no sign of its inhabitant. Delicious smell wafts out from the bottle on the table. A little taste couldn't hurt, right? Don't just go up to someone's house and start drinking and eating their stuff. Never seems to be a good idea. Oh no. And asleep.
200 ships at my disposal, yet the one carrying my son.
Oh, old wolf model.
I'm sorry, but I cannot go back just yet. I've decided to search for the Veil.
Man, so young. Poor Anduin.
Storm the shore and paint this new continent red.
A good use of dialogue from earlier on in the story.
Hello, stranger.
Here he is.
Sampled my dream brew, I see. Its visions are hard to interpret. Half truth, half illusion. Who's to say which is which?
Oh, I love him so much. I feel like this was such a great intro for it.
Greetings.
I heard your people had washed up on our shores, but I did not expect to find one washed up on my very doorstep. What brings you here, stranger? You explain about your search for Prince Anduin and describe the boy to the Pandaren. Very interesting. So the Pearlfin sent you to me, did they?
Hello.
Stranger, I may be able to help you find your prince, but first, I would like to know a little more about you and your people. Help me with my chores and we will chat. You have the look of a grizzled war veteran, but certainly you have a few minutes to help a bookish Pandaran like myself putter around the house, yes? Happily, Cho.
Come with me, and let us learn from one another. Are your people fond of gardening?
I think the Drakfir have been awake long enough to do much gardening. Make this a daily game. Let me come back and hang out with Cho.
That's it. Delicate cuts. Let the tree decide. Some take their knives and lop away anything that displeases them. But this would kill the entire tree, and that is not the Pandaran way. Well now, who knew such a beautiful thing was hiding here? I can see that this alliance of yours cuts with precision in order to change the world around you. Interesting. I am a lore walker, a historian of sorts for my people. My instrument is the spoken word. Sadly, my artistic talents are somewhat lacking. What would you do to decorate my wall here?
Let's see. Portrait of Anduin, something abstract, something heroic. For our Drakfir new to the world, let's do something abstract.
Don't say a word. Allow your image to speak. We Pandaran prize beauty, and we find it all around us. In the curves of a tree, the colors of a sunrise, even in the perfect physical form of a warrior's exquisite swordwork. What have we here? Fields of red and blue, violently clashing in a green land. What could it mean? I can see a lot of turmoil in your heart,
Bit on the nose.
my new friend.
Just a bit.
My errands are almost complete. Come, visit my collection of exotic birds. You may have the honor of feeding them.
It's a nice, slow bit.
Here they come. Yes, yes. You see how easy it is to make friends here? Please remember that not all of your allies on Pandaria need be won over by sword point. Well, my birds have taken a liking to you. I will follow their lead. Welcome, my new alliance friend. How can I be of service?
Oh, it tugs at the heartstrings. I do love him. Despite your many years of combat, you've still got an eye for beauty, Senior. I like that about you. Now, let's find this missing prince of yours. The dream brew that you sampled earlier can expand your consciousness and show you events transpiring around the land. I will teach you how to use it properly. We will find your prince, but first, help me to create a fresh batch. To make the dream brew, we will need several ingredients. First, to improve its strength, I will need an ingredient from a fearsome creature, the legendary mist horror. It is said that this creature only appears where the fog is deepest. North and east of here you will find smaller mist creepers roaming the swamps. Kill these creatures until the mist horror appears, then bring me its heart. Good morning, AJ in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Got a bit of a lie-in on your holiday week, I hope. Brew's body is an important and often overlooked factor. To create the perfect consistency, I will need pristine eyes from the bog crocolisk's to the east. Take care, the creatures are quite vicious. The most distinguishing feature of the Dream Brew is its iridescent, dreamlike color. To the east you will find glittering amber flies. I will need their wings to create the final luminescent color of the brew. Take this knife and use it to collect 8 wings. We will do these series of quests for Cho, before we call it for the morning. Oh, right. Crocodiles, horrors, all kinds of stuff.
Out of range.
Let's try and grab each of these so our friend here doesn't kill them all.
Too far away.
And give us its. A very time-consuming process. Would help out here quite often in doing so. A lot of just being on your knees and whacking into curbs of stone. Trying to get them all out. Make sure if you're doing so on your knees, you've got some kind of cushion or something. It's just not worth the ache after upwards of 6 or more hours, depending on how bad it is.
I require a target.
Stay hydrated out there too. Easy to forget while one's outside. I like a good quest where everything we need to kill and sort out is all in one block. Can we both get the wings? No, we cannot.
Too far away. I must get closer.
Keep going. Grab all these mist creepers. And rap. One more. That should do it.
I am out of range.
Choppy the wings. Those little bits of busy work.
I must get closer.
Trying, my dear, I'm trying. They even made it for the Drakfir, the little crafting, like, scrapey your hands together. I wonder if they never intend to change that. It'd be a lot of work, I suppose, to make a more bespoke animation for each profession and that kind of thing. There we go. Right, just some crocodiles and more of the bugs. Another eyeball. That is fair enough, bub. I would still recommend comfort when one can take it, especially while at home.
Too far away.
Especially for your knees' health as time goes on. I know plenty of family members who are having a lot of problems in their older years just for not doing so over time. All those little things tend to add up over time. Again, when you do something regularly, you build up that resistance to it as well. Mind you, I'm an overly cautious individual in most senses of the word. Apart from when it comes to running my mouth, goddammit. One more set of wings. One more set of eyeballs. There it is. Let's get on back to Cho. Oh. There you are, Lorca. A good dream brew is very powerful. It will require a focused mind to gain any kind of clarity from the visions. The mists seem to have a mind of their own, do they not? This is an amazing specimen. I am quite shocked that you have successfully succeeded, actually. There we go.
Every good story needs a hero.
Watch your step in the swamp, my new friend.
Eyes open.
Do you have crocolisk where you are from? We do.
Farewell.
Have you collected all the ingredients? It is almost time to make the brew. It is a dream brew to make us see visions. A lot of the Pandaren here do a lot of brewing and alcohol things. Joe here is, well, a little pot behind him is like already oozing and purple, which is suspicious now that I think about it in WoW terms.
Tread lightly.
Beautiful colour, rare transparency, shimmer but not sparkle. These will do quite well. I am beginning to see great potential in you, strange one.
Farewell.
Very rude, Joe.
How does today find you?
Here we go.
Jade Serpent guide you.
Oh, it got rid of that thing.
Every good story.
God damn it, I was about to ask him a load of questions. Lord Walker watches you with a curious anticipation. Who are you? What are you? What is this land? Why has its presence been hidden for centuries? How can I help the Jinyu win against these monkey savages? Can you help me find the White Palm? We'll do the second one. Listen carefully to the silence, evoker. What does it say? Who are you? What are you? If I were to answer you now, I would deny you the enlightenment that should be yours. How can I help? If you truly desire to know such things, the answer shall come to you when you are prepared to receive it. Very cryptic. Can you help me find Anduin? To merely provide an answer teaches nothing. Pandaria is a land of teaching and learning.
Eyes open.
So wise.
Be learning.
The dream brew is complete. This time when you drink it, you must embrace the visions you see from a state of inner focus. Follow me to my pagoda. I will teach you how to achieve the inner calm that we Pandaren value so much. Your troubled mind will present you with many distractions, but just remember to stay centered. Yes, we will certainly go be tripping.
Do you have everything? Very good. Come with me.
These happy smiles.
In order for this dream brew to show you what you seek, you must reach a place of inner.
Oh no, this was a mini game. I think I remember it.
Show you how.
Quickly press our buttons.
Drink up to begin, friend.
Okay. We'll drink up. Keep the spark centered.
Stay centered.
Oh, I see it. Little thing down here to the
Or relax,
above my bar.
but above all else, remain in the center.
And he's just going to smack me on occasion.
Oh, good. I see you are not easily distracted. We Pandaren are extremely focused on the moment. Sometimes to our detriment.
Bonk noise. Dunk. Frying pan.
I'm so sorry. That did not alarm you, did it? We Pandaren value calm under any circumstance.
We'll often hit strangers with frying pans. Oh, nearly. Now. Stay calm. Curse the cooldown. Hey, we'll just drop a gong out of my pocket.
How about this?
Why did you keep it?
Look at you, the picture of serenity. I knew I liked you. Negative emotions like anger or doubt, they take on a strange power here on Pandaria. But this you will discover in time.
There we go.
There. Do you feel it? A perfect stillness of the soul. Your consciousness is expanding. Concentrate on who you are looking for. The boy prince. The young lion. Journey through time and space. Open the eye of your soul. Do you see him?
Yes, he's being chased by Huzin. Oh no. Absolutely, AJ. Like, bold of Lorewalker Cho just to see Dragon Person and be like, yeah, I can do them a test of calmness.
Prince of Stormwind, I won't die here.
It
Not
sounds
like
so young.
this.
We'll see you next week, Anduin. Not even next week, it's like 4 days. I believe so. It like launches on the 22nd in various time zones, but for over here in the UK, it's like closer to the end of day midnight.
A new urgency.
So it'll be the
has
next day when we
hardened
start.
your resolve. I suppose my work here is done.
Very fitting, I'm afraid, Cho. Let's see. The quest is taking us away. Got anything to say, friend?
How does today find you?
The Lorewalker's kind eyes rest upon you attentively.
Eyes open.
Well, thank you, Cho.
Be learning. Pandaria
Can I just give you a heal? Just because? No. Do the big plant one. There we are. Well, a very nostalgic quick trip back into the remix. Back into Pandaria. I know the content is just there on the base game. You can go level Pandaria right now. You can go through the story. Don't have to use it to level. You can just be here. Do the quests. Do the zones. But Remix has been a wonderful excuse to go back into this expansion. To revisit its storylines, its lands, its foes, its raids, its dungeons. Its whole vibe. And what hints that may have for the expansions going forward. We don't really know. There's all kinds of little theories sprouting up out there. But for now, I think that will be the end of our little remix journey. Until they do another one. Very happy wave, Lucinia. Very happy wave. And we'll be calling the stream there for this morning. Oh. Good old sit down. Still won't forgive them for putting that Drakthir joke in there. How dare they laugh at Worgen's lack of tails. So mean. That must mean they're working on it. They must be working on it. That aside. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd enjoyed yourself here, feel free to like the video. We're here with World of Warcraft every morning at around 9 AM UK time. With the expansion coming out later this week, it will be all new stuff for me as well. It's going to be very exciting. Subscribe for more content on the channel. We've got one more stream of Bolt Gun this evening before we move on tomorrow to potentially looking at a Gamescom watch along just for the opening night live. Haven't done one of those yet on the channel. We're recommended to do so. Might be enjoyable. You're welcome to come along and watch the announcements with me. And until next time, everyone, much love. Take care. Bye-bye.